Foreign women simply treat you better. Now, I can't make a statement like that without giving you the entire scope of the situation and tell you the entire truth. Because when I make a statement like that, I attract this crowd of people who, one, lack understanding, lack intelligence, and of course, they lack real experience in this matter. And so what they do is they come on and they project their fears, project their emotions, project whatever it is they have going on onto the rest of us as if we're following the same pathway, and we're not. So when I make a statement that foreign women treat you better, what I'm not saying is every foreign woman is going to treat you like a king and all you have to do is show up as yourself. That is not true. That's not true at all. And I want to make this statement before I move on to the topic of this video. And that is, if you believe that you as a man is going to be able to dodge certain things that make a man appealing or attractive, and you're going to go over here and get you a very attractive woman and you have no money at that point, it's not going to happen, bro. I just want to make that I want to make sure you understand that from man to man, that's ridiculous, and you need to grow up when it comes to that. However, and it's a huge however, what you will realize is that when you go over to these different countries, the same things that may hold a woman back from liking you in your own country may not be the same thing that is holding you back in another country of a woman who wants a long-term relationship with you. So let me explain. So the thing that people need to get in mind is this: women are the same everywhere. That's one of the things that I know has to be said. Women are the same everywhere. Are there women who are delusional? Yes. Are there women who are gold diggers? Yes. Are there women who are highly religious? Yes. Are there women who, whatever type of woman that you could think of, these women are everywhere. However, and this is the huge point when it comes to foreign women treating you better, is what is the ratio that you get when you travel to these different countries. Let me explain. If I was in the West and I said, what are the odds that you run into a woman who is delusional? A lot of us will say it's pretty high, at least some of us that are in the field. And it's like, what are the odds that you find a woman who doesn't care about her man, but simply cares about the opinions of other women first above the opinions of her man? How many of those women would you find? A lot of us would say high. The ratio is off. But what if I said, how many women would you have to go through before you talk to a nice, normal, sweet, compassionate girl? How many women would you say? Because there's a number. Statistics is very real. There is a number, and every guy is different for the amount of women they have to shift through before they find that good girl, that good compassionate girl, that good sweet girl. And what I'm noticing in my own dating life is when I'm over in the West, what happens is that number is very high. Let's say 1 in 20, 1 in 40, 1 in 60, 1 in 80, 1 in 100, right? But whenever I'm in these other countries, what I'm realizing, it's 1 in 4, it's 1 in 8, it's 1 in 10. And when you really start to recognize that when you start shooting shots and putting numbers up, you realize that, wait a minute, this is normal over here. One of the things, if you were in my live stream yesterday, we talked about this. One of the things that you have to do as a man when you travel outside of the country is learn how to deprogram your mind that has been trained in the West. What do I mean when I say deprogram your mind that has been trained in the West? Well, I have this video here that I actually want to show you guys, or I guess I'll put it over here, that I want to show you guys of exactly what it is that I am talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and put that video up here now.
He's so nice, and he's the guy that I should want. But it's like I need a little bit of like you're going to send me to the psych ward, and it's just not giving that.
Right. See, but you think that, oh, that's just her example. Let me go ahead and put up another video, and I'll put that up right here.
Good morning, beautiful. Just want to let you know I've been thinking about you all night. Last night I had such a... Bitch, wake up. You ain't sleep, ho.
And of course, last but not least, let me go ahead and show you another video like this here.
And you know what? I don't like to date my type of guy anymore because I feel like it's really boring because he treats me so good, which, like, common sense, like, you want to be treated good from a guy. But when you get treated good, it's kind of like boring. And don't hate me, but I do love toxic. And I don't mean like super bad, but I like some spice in my life. And yeah, that's why I kind of don't like my type of guys anymore. I like somebody who, like, I don't mean mistreats me in a bad way, but you know what I mean by toxic? Yeah, that's my type.
And that's the tip of the iceberg. See, you're not talking to a guy who lacks experience with women. You're talking to a guy who has went through the journey of, oh, these guys don't know what they're talking about. I love women. I need to go out and I need to study and I need to go out and approaching and I need to do all these things back in my younger years. And one of the things that you notice if you're result oriented is you realize that the person that these women are training you to become is by definition a toxic individual. Because again, it's not the fact that you're a nice guy. And again, let's separate nice guy and pushover. They're not the same thing. We're talking about nice individuals. It seems like when you're in the Western civilizations that you get punished for being a nice guy. I remember, and again, this was happening on my live stream. This was live. A guy called in and he said he would text a woman good morning, and he realized that over time that the attraction that she felt for him had declined. However, when he went overseas, he felt that he was getting rewarded for saying things like good morning and doing all these things. This is what I'm talking about. You, as men, we're saying that, wait a minute, I have to be a little toxic or a lot of toxic to hold the attraction of a woman that's supposed to be into me. And you guys don't see that as delusional. You don't see that as a mental health issue that needs to be solved or fixed within yourself. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to become this monster just so a person can have a basic level of attraction to me. And what I notice, what a lot of us has noticed, is when we travel outside this country, we can be our nice selves and that gets rewarded. It's almost as if we have to play this weird dating game when we're in the West where you have to make sure that you're more valuable than the other person and you can't always be too available and you can't all of this, all of that. But what I'm realizing is that's completely fine to these foreign women. And again, like I said, this isn't every single foreign woman, but the odds, again, the odds that you find a foreign woman who is completely okay with the things that you do as far as being nice doesn't dry her up in the way that we've seen from the horse's mouth. A lot of these women are saying. There is a lot of mental health issues, toxic mental health issues that they want sprinkled into their relationship. And we're just supposed to accept that and pretend that that's normal. Well, whenever you wake up and you realize you have more options, you're going to realize that that's not normal at all. And you know that it's not normal at all because when you go to these different countries and you're still applying the same dating tactics, you're going to realize your results are less and less and less. It's almost as if you shouldn't act in a way that tells the other person that you don't really rock with them like that. It's simple logic. And that's when you realize that over here in these Western civilization, it's backwards culture. The values that they place on relationship is completely different from the values and how they attack it in other countries. And so this is what I'm talking about. But as men, what a lot of us make the mistake of is they think that, oh, I can be unattractive, I can be fat, I can be broke and go to these countries and still get a really down-to-earth, nice, humble lady. And that's not how that works. You still have to work on yourself. You still have to make sure you're making enough money. You still have to make sure that you're in shape. You still have to have the basic levels of attraction that is dating. And a lot of guys are trying to say that, oh, I could be anything and go over here. No, absolutely not. And why would you want to be anything less than your best version of yourself? Does that make sense? Now, again, we see plenty of videos of guys going over here with the money. They may be on the older side. They may be overweight, but they have that money and they start relationships based off of that. If you're okay as a man saying that I'm the foundation of my relationship is based off of anything that I have with money, and you're okay with that and you see no red flags or any problems with that, listen, dig your own hole, make your own bed, sleep in it. But at the same time, when you start to recognize what real female nature is, that applies everywhere. And so again, you just want to make sure that you're the best version of yourself when you go out to these different countries, because the difference between Western civilizations and these other countries is that the bar isn't as high as far as elite. See, when I say the bar isn't high, I don't mean the bar isn't above average. I don't mean the bar isn't slightly above average. I don't mean the bar is average. I mean the bar isn't at the elite level. Whenever we have the standard dating practices, you guys seen these delusional videos where they need somebody in the top 0.001 percentile of the entire world, not the country, the entire world, in order to qualify to take care of somebody else's life. You just don't find that type of mentality in these other places. Now, again, will you find him? Of course, if you're hanging around those circles, but the odds of you finding a normal person who doesn't care that you don't reach the over 6 foot mark mark, that you don't reach the over 6-figure mark, that you're not Mr. Olympia, right? The odds of you finding somebody who doesn't really care about that, and as long as you're a nice person, you are a person of character, or a person of value, then they're still going to rock with you. They still want to be in a long-term relationship for you, is a lot higher than what you would in the West, where you find somebody who, again, like we saw in those other clips, of somebody who has slight mental health issues that I really hope they get help for. Because what they're going to do is they're going to train the youth into believing that they have to be these thugs, gangsters, toxic guys in order to keep the attention of a person. And when a person is realizing that they're not getting results being themselves, they end up turning into something that they never wanted to become in the first place. And whenever you are becoming a person that you never wanted to be in the first place, what you are doing is you are sacrificing a piece of your soul in order to appease somebody else. And by principle, by the fundamental principle, you're already headed in the wrong direction. So again, when I say for women treat you better, for women do treat you better. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, what are the odds that I get what I want in the States versus I get what I want in these different countries? And I shouldn't say guarantee, but it's a high likelihood that if you are a person who's been working on themselves, they don't understand personal development, they understand self-improvement, they understand how to be assertive, they understand how to be a man. When you go to these countries, they respect you simply because you've worked on yourself. A 6 who's worked on himself is not going to be a 6 who's worked himself in different countries. You're valued more, and as a man, you should be taking that seriously. So I know I have a lot of doom and gloom crowd. Understand something. Work on yourself a little bit. Keep that hope. Go out to these different countries and see for yourself, okay? Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. Hit the super thanks if you appreciate this message. And that's it. If you want more talks like this, go ahead in the comments and put more talks like this. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.